My name is Osborn Muyanja. I'm coming from the country of Uganda. I am the founder of the Good Samaritan Ministries Uganda, an organization that educates children, more so the less privileged, the orphans, the poor, and those that are most vulnerable. I believe in education. I believe in mentorship. Having grown up in the city of Kampala, in the tragic days of the dictators of Uganda, like Idi Amin, Obote, and many of you have read about in your history, I grew up in a family of 15 kids. Being a third born, living in a two-bedroom house, I know what it means. I used to walk 6 miles to my school. I would come home and there was no meal. But one greatest thing that I would always expect to get, that I knew that I would not miss, was love from my mother and my father. I was not sure of a meal. I was not sure of a blanket to cover myself, but I was sure that I would get a smile from my mom and my dad. Things began to change when my father passed on in 1984. I was in a high school, so we had to sit down and divide the remaining siblings, the young ones, me and my 2 elder brother and sister. So going to school, and there was no free or public school, so I had to work hard labor to pay school fees for myself, but also my other 2 young ones that were portioned to me because our father had passed on. Growing up in such a life, I knew that life is not hard, it has never been hard, and it might not be hard. But someone ought to work very, very hard, but despite of all, you got to focus on others. It is in this life experience that I developed a heart to help others. And one day I was taken an orphanage home to be able to have education. Someone was helping, and I knew what that one looks like. But also, I looked around when my father had gone, someone who would talk to me, or someone that I would tell my need, and there was none. Yes, there's some achievements in life, like we've educated kids, we have helped somewhere. But I wish that when I was young, I had someone that I would open up my heart and pour out my pain. If someone would listen and talk back to me, and if someone had shown me the direction of life, where to go. I had these big dreams. I know that like I was, many kids out there have dreams to become engineers or lawyers or doctors or leaders or president or whatever to help their country or their community. But when you are young and you have no one to show you the direction how to get there, when you have no one to listen to you, it becomes so devastating. It is at this point that my heart began to open up and develop, and I began to think about doing something for someone else. This is where we brought in kids. We have a family at our orphanage home, which is a family of 6 kids. The elder one is called Frank, and by the time I got him, he was 10 years. I found him in a small grass-thatched house. When the father is gone, even the mother was dead because of AIDS. Frank was taking care of the rest of the siblings. And remember, he's 10 years. The little one, Victor, was found breastfeeding her mother. Her mother died in the night, and people didn't know. So the older brother, who is 10 years, went and called the neighbor, and they found the baby sucking the breast of her mother. We took them on. We brought them in the orphanage home. And right now, there's my kids. They are doing great, and they are responsible kids. We have had many stories like that one, where you find kids taking care of kids. We have stories whereby you find a kid giving birth to a kid because of tough situation. We have kids that their mother was like 14 by the time she got pregnant and conceived her. We have those kids that you know, we are taking care of the mother and we are taking care of the kid, because the mother, who is 14, didn't know anything to talk with these other kids. I remember a woman who came one day and she had a kid who was dying of malaria, and she had come for help. And by the time we tried to look for means, and the hospital was 30 miles away, and put her on the bike to go, this little kid died on the way. I'll never forget, one day I was walking and I found the mother, and the husband was pushing her on the bicycle, looking for a place where the woman would deliver baby. And the baby was already coming, so the baby died, and the mother was almost dying. We tried to rescue them, wrapped up the baby, but tried to push the baby another longer distance to find a hospital where we can save the life of the mother. We were able to save the mother, but the baby died. You realize that many people that would be alive today have died because there is no one who can listen, who can look, who can stop and do something about it. If we can all hear or see and stop and join hands, many lives can be saved and the world around us can be better because of that.